Hey there, hi there, ho there. We got a mock draft for you today. We're going to be experimenting with a few other trades. This is kind of a build up because we're going to have a release of 2023 NFL Big Board later this week. It just takes a lot of Photoshop, I'll just say that. And then on top of that, next week, I'm hoping to have a 7-round NFL mock draft for y'all. So a lot of fun to be had. And then we got all the All-Star Bowls happening. If just checked out the Hula Bowl this last weekend. So we got a lot of stuff on the draft radar. We got the NFLPA Bowl coming up, the Shrine Bowl, the Senior Bowl. So lots. We are about to be deep into draft season, but what's crackalackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. And so obviously everyone's kind of experimented with trades at number one for Chicago. For me, it's just kind of the obvious trade to happen would be the Colts. And I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can experiment with any other trades. And I was like, man, how expensive is it going to be for the Panthers to trade all the way up to stinking one? That's going to be, I can say the same about the Raiders, but I feel like the Raiders could go the veteran quarterback route. So what if the Bears don't really get any suitors at one? Well, they go ahead and they draft whoever's their top prospect, I suppose. So we're going to play with that scenario today with the Bears. They can't move off of one. And we're just going to go with Will Anderson. Really, it could be Jalen Carr, it could be Will Anderson. If you got a preference, I don't really care. It's fine. Both are great prospects. Which means the Houston Texans, real easy. Child's play. We're going with Bryce Young. He's my top quarterback in the draft. You hate his size, I get it. I don't know. I can't say nothing against that. So we got Will Anderson, we got Bryce Young off the board. Now this is where I think a trade can happen for like a team like the Panthers, right? So I mean, I feel like the Cardinals, I think the best spot, because it sounds like they're going to be making a move like trade RA where they want to get rid of DeAndre Hopkins. We know Kyler Murray won't be ready to start the season. So there's no one pick that can, I think, help them here, or at least help them this season. So I think maybe like trading back and getting a plethora of picks would be ideal. So we're going to do that. We're going to try to somewhat mimic the 49ers Dolphins trade from a couple of years ago, except for instead of 3 first-rounders, we're going to go ahead and go with the second and a third to go with 2 first-rounders. So that's going to be the trade there. If you got a problem with the what do they call it? Got a problem with the trade value of, I don't care. All right, so they trade up. We're gonna go with CJ Stroud. He's kind of my safe floor guy in this class. So the Panthers, they trade up, they get their quarterback. And to be fair, the Panthers probably feel like they're not far away, that they're probably a quarterback away from me. And hey, we're legit. Watch out, because they got a good defense. They have reasonable weapons. Obviously, they can improve upon their weapons, but we got a offensive line that definitely looked much better this season. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and grab them. Their quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts here. They're grabbing a quarterback no matter what. I really believe so. And honestly, Will Levis might be the more Jim Irsay guy. Chris Ballard. They're going to look at this guy's high-end tools, and they're going to like it. They're going to like it. They're going to like it a lot. So I really think Will Levis is actually in the cards for the Colts wherever they may draft. Well, if they move up to one, I wouldn't be like, oh, Bryce Young, absolutely. I feel like the Colts, they could favor a guy like Will Anderson. I said Will Anderson. Will Levis. The Seattle Seahawks, Jalen Carter's here. No-brainer. Too easy. too easy. That middle of the defense is super squishy. So we're gonna grab Jalen Carter there. The Detroit Lions. We're just gonna go ahead with Miles Murphy. He's my next top prospect off the board. So he kind of enables the run or the early downs, because we know James Houston's gonna probably be a designated pass rusher, like pass rush only, like this pass in situation type of guy. Hey, pin your ears back, go after him. Well, Miles Murphy could probably be more of that every down guy. And then even when you bring in James Houston, you could kick Miles Murphy inside next to Lee McNeil. Just have this nasty group of pass rushers there for the Detroit Lions. The Las Vegas Raiders. No quarterback here to be taken. We could talk about offensive line. Looking defensively, we could talk about pass rush. We could talk about even like a Brian Brazee, I think is live here at this point. But I think I haven't done corner, I think, for the Raiders. Like me personally, I haven't drafted a corner. And really, they only have Nate Hobbs. I mean, if you think about what Rocky Sin, he's a free agent. I think Akeem Robertson potentially is a free agent too after the season. And that's about all they have anyway. So we're going to go ahead and take my top corner off the board in Christian Gonzalez. I totally think this is like in his range. I really do. Like I think at 7 a lot, especially if all 5 of the top corners are on the board, teams are going to start thinking about that. And the thing is, man, these corners are going to be ranked in so many different ways. It's going to be a wild ride. All right, so the Atlanta Falcons, I'm not going to get crazy and take Bijan here. I'm going to still try to, do this draft and be somewhat of maybe what I would do. So we're going to go with Tyree Wilson, get them pass rush, a good solid run defender as well, and nice upside. Now, this is the Cardinals pick. We move down here to 9, and we're actually going to get Kyler Murray some protection for whenever he comes back. We're going to take Paris Johnson here, who projects very well being a tackle there in the NFL. And you might be like, oh, yeah, they got Josh Jones. They could kick Josh Jones back to guard. Beachum is old. So just grab an offensive line help might be a bit more ideal. And then we have the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm sorry, this is just too good of a spot for Brian Brazee. Like, he's going to test out real great. I just like this spot for him. I really do. So I'm going to take him here. Where? So that's your top 10 thus far. And I think that looks reasonable. That looks believable. Now we got the Tennessee Titans. Listen, Derrick Henry, he is, as of right now, as of going into next season, still the engine of the offense, which means that left side of the offensive line needs to suck less. Taylor Lewan ain't what he used to be. What is it, Dennis Daly or whatever is over there is terrible. Aaron Brewer, not good. So we're going to go ahead and solve those problems with Peter Skoronski, who I think is probably one of the best prospects in this class. It's just he lacks some physical, he lacks some high-end tools. All right, this one kind of easy. This is what I've been projecting to the Texans, like every time. And I'm gonna keep doing it. Quentin Johnston, good chance Brandon Cooks isn't back with the squad. They're gonna need pass. They're gonna need pass catchers. They're gonna need playmakers in general. So, gonna go ahead and take Quentin Johnston there, so we make it out with Bryce Young and Quentin Johnston. Super ideal. The New York Jets. I'm sorry. I love the idea of the Jets going with offensive line. Offensive tackle mainly. And I think Broderick Jones is actually a pretty darn good fit. So we're going to go ahead and snag him. Just enables you to do a lot of different cool things with your offensive line there, especially if you maybe bring back like a Nate Herbig. I think that could be huge. A Connor McGovern. It just enables a lot of different good, I guess, outcomes or starting lineups to where you just get your best players on the field. Like, even if it's like Mekhi Becton, Broderick Jones, or maybe Elijah Vera Tucker, maybe Max Mitchell looks really good. Like, it enables like you to have like a very good depth and just security going forward, because like Mekhi Becton's likely probably not going to be held on to. So I assume not, but I don't know. We'll see. Eyelash. Stinking eyelash. All right, so I actually do a trade here. We're gonna be trading from 14 because it's the Patriots. The Patriots always trade. We're actually gonna trade with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So both former Tom Brady teams. I really think Tom Brady is probably gonna be out of Tampa, and I actually think he's probably gonna go to the New York Jets. I think there might be a likelihood there. So, Tampa Bay, we're going to give a third to move up 5 spots. Maybe I could get like a 5th back. Yeah, from the Patriots. Yeah, screw it. We'll just throw a third and move up there. All right, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we move up. I think it's funny that Kyle Trask, oh, your time is now. Oh, whoops, nope. Anthony Richardson's here. Watch out, buddy. Oh, your old Florida teammate. I think that's funny. I think Anthony Richardson's going to go a lot higher than people think. And I think this is a good scenario where, hey, the Patriots are a team that always moves down. Tampa Bay, we've seen them be aggressive in the past when they want to be. Like, I think you go back a couple of years ago, they traded up 1 pick, I believe, with the Niners to get Tristan Wirfs. They literally, they were just like, oh, no. We don't even trust the Niners to make this pick. So let's go ahead. Let's give you some draft picks so we can just move up to the spot and get our guys. So, yeah, that's what they're doing here. The Green Bay Packers, I couldn't really think of, like, initially I wanted to trade down. Couldn't really think of a good trade down here. But I think I'm going to go ahead with, I think this is interesting because this cat's not that high on my board, but he's not low on my board either. But I think he's just a good fit, especially if Aaron Rodgers comes back, which I really think there's a good chance that Aaron Rodgers plays football at least in 2023. But does he come back? I think if he does, I don't think Randall Cobb will be back. But you know who's a good option to fill in for Randall Cobb is Jackson Smith-Njigba. Like, legit, like, there's your receiving core right there. You got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. You got Jackson Smith-Njigba, a guy that can work inside the slot there. Be Aaron Rodgers' best friend. Excuse me for a second. I'm getting so choked up. Let's talk about best friends. Freaking flu season, dude. But I like this pick here. I really do. It's just 15 feels rich, but again, couldn't really find the right trade down. The Washington Commanders, I think, is kind of easy for me. You're just going to go corner. It doesn't look like Jack Del Rio might not be fired. Fire the OC, but they ain't going to fire Del Rio, which is fine. Tristan or Devon Witherspoon, I think could definitely fit Del Rio's scheme, but I really like how Joey Porter fits into that scheme. So we're going to go with him right here. And then with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm actually just going to go Devon Witherspoon. Cam Sutton is a free agent. They need more talent at corner, and you get to reunite Devon with his brother. So isn't that beautiful? I think it's a thing of beauty. All right, the Detroit Lions. I was gonna do corner here, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go with who's my highest guy on the board right now. Who do he be? And he And you're going to be like, oh no, he's going to take Bijan. I'm not. I'm going to take Brian Branch. Guy that could work, could play in that Deshaun Elliott, or he could even kick into slot, where that's majority of the time where he played at Alabama. But just adds a little stank to your secondary there that I think you got a good foundation with guys like Kirby Joseph. You still have Tracy Walker. Jeffrey Okuda, I know people were down on him this year because he was kind of like, but still, like, I think he showed enough promise. So, to potentially be that shutdown. But, yeah, no, like, adding Brian Branch to that, I think is real sexy. All right, the New England Patriots. Again, I was thinking about trading out of this spot. Just couldn't find the right trade down partner. Like, because I was like, oh man, I'd be totally traded up for guys like Michael Mayer and Bijan Robinson, but I don't know. Those are like lesser value positions. It's like I don't really want to trade up or have to trade up for those. So it kind of is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and take Anton Harrison. I really think offensive tackle might be the call for the Patriots. Whether it's like a... Because, I mean, like Trent Brown, he's meh. Isaiah Wynn, there we go. He's gone. So, yeah, Anton Harris I think he'd be a really good pickup here. I think he's going to go... I like that he's starting to get a little bit more top 20 love. All right, so Seattle Seahawks. We went ahead and grabbed Jalen Carter, right? Yeah, Jalen Carter. So I like the idea of going corner here. I've seen him falling down the ranks in some mock drafts. Kind of is what it is, but I'm going to go with Keely Ringo. Can you imagine just pairing Tariq Woolen, who is tall, great straight line speed, wide as like great length, with tall, great length, great straight line speed in Keely Ringo across from him. I just like that. I think you get these two big-bodied, fast, dominating corners. I just love that pair. So it's like, I mean, shoot, at this point, what? We went to Georgia prospect, but they're two really good Georgia prospects. Miami Dolphins, fins up, baby. We forfeited our pick. Oh, boy. We got the San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers on the clock here. I'm going to go ahead and get them that speedster, that separator downfield. We'll see what they do offensively with like Joe Lombardi. But it'd be nice to see this offense attack deep more. But they got Mike Williams, who's this vertical threat, but a vertical contested catch guy, jump ball guy. Let's get an actual separator there. So we're going to go with Jordan Addison. All right, Baltimore Ravens. What are they known for doing? Trading down when they don't really see someone that they like. And that's actually what I'm going to do here. I'm going to trade down with the Buffalo Bills. And we're going to pick up a third? Does that feel rich? That feels rich, potentially. Let's actually pull real quick from trade last year. Here we go. All right. Okay. It would probably be something like this. Fourth. Let's move up a couple of picks, though. Oh, I mean, I guess it would probably be closer to the Chiefs Patriots. Where, what? The Chiefs gave up a first, a third, and a fourth. So I guess we'll just go ahead. Do that. Maybe that. So we're going to go ahead and force that through. So Baltimore picks up 3 picks. Just like last year, Bills move up. Yay. And we're going to actually take Bijan Robinson here. Devin Singletary, I don't think you'll sign that guy long term. You have James Houston there, but you really need a main back to pair up with them. Bijan would be great at this point. I think he's just really good value. He's a blue chip prospect. You're going to pair him up with James Cook. You'd be like, well, they also got Naheem Hines. He's going to be a great return man. So, yeah. Like Bijan, he's kind of tough to project where he'll go. So, we're going to project a Buffalo for this instance. I'll take a quick sip of coffee. That's good mocha. All right. So, fortunately for the Vikings here, well, I guess unfortunately, that they're at least picking 23. Maybe all those corners don't just fly off the board. In this case, they may have all flown off the board, except for one. Cam Smith still being here is honestly, if I'm the Vikings, I'll take whoever falls to me at this pick out of those top 5 corners. So we're going to go ahead and grab Cam Smith. They need some defensive help. Jacksonville Jaguars. Michael Mayer just feels like exceptional value here. Like, what if they don't bring Evan Ingram? Even if they do bring back Evan Ingram, I think I might. I wouldn't mind taking Michael Mayer. I think it's a good pick. I like it. All right, so the New York Giants, all the corners kind of flew off the board. You got, I don't really want to take a receiver here because I guess the next 2 receivers I'm looking at are undersized. And I feel like we already got that on Wandale, so I'd prefer not. But let's get some help on the offensive line. The offensive line needs a lot of help on the interior. Cooper Beebe no longer in this draft, so fun fact. But Osiris Torrance, I think, is easily a first-round pick among the offensive interior prospects. So we're going to go ahead and snag him right here. There we go. All right, we got the Dallas Cowboys here. You know what? I did not like anything at this pick. I really didn't. So I was like, you know what, man? Let's try to trade down, trade out of here. And we're actually going to have the Arizona Cardinals move up now that they have a few extra picks, right? A few extra picks. So we're going to send the Cowboys a third. We'll give them... Oh, I said a third. A second. Give them a third. Give them a 6. I said a third. That's a 5th. That's a 4th. That's definitely the first pick of the of round 4, I believe. All right, yeah. So this would be similar to the Buccaneers, the Tampa, Jacksonville trade. Yeah, actually very similar. I like that. All right. Yeah. Let's actually go with that. That looks a bit more fair. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna trade 3 picks to move up. And once this thing lets me force a trade through, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and make our pick of listen, like, this team legit just lost JJ Watt, right? Lucas Van Ness, Lucas Van Ness, if you haven't checked him out yet, or you're unfamiliar with him, he may be a little bit unpolished, but this is a cat that could kick inside. He's got great size. He's got ideal length, super powerful, good athletics. Like, excuse me, if he sneaks into the top 20, it won't surprise me one bit. So, Cardinals, we move down, then we move back up. So we grab Paris Johnson and Lucas Van Ness. I think that's a good haul. We got the Bengals. I don't really know what to do with the Bengals in this case. Like, I was like, oh, maybe we trade down. No, I don't really see a team like wanting to or needing to move up. So I just went ahead, made the pick. Offensive line, they're banged up. They're banged up at the tackle position primarily. Darnell Wright didn't allow a sack last year. I'm just going to go ahead and select him in the first round. And we're just going to not think about it. All right, we're actually doing a trade here for Sean Payton. Because I was like, oh, we got to do a Sean Payton trade in here. And I was like, who are a good candidate? Like, it feels like the Broncos are just the best candidate to make a trade for Sean Payton. Like, the Panthers are enticing, but there ain't no way they give up their first rounder. With the quarterback position kind of like meh there, it's like they kind of need that first rounder. Then hopefully you're moving up for a quarterback, which means you need resources too. So, Cardinals were a thought, but they feel like they're more of a project. Like, none of the teams that are, like, I think currently talking to Sean Payton are, I would say, none of them are real contenders outside of the Broncos. Like, if Russ changes his play, this is a team that's a contender, like, right? So we're just going to go ahead. I know this trade looks weird, but that's because it's for Sean Payton. It's for you, Sean. I did it for you. Yo, why won't... There we go. All right, so now we're picking with the New Orleans Saints. Now, typically, if I'm going to sneak in an undersized receiver here, it's usually Josh Downs. I'm a big fan of Josh Downs. Admittedly, I think Downs and Zay Flowers, those are going to be two very similar prospects. One of them I think is going to hit as a Jahan Dotson type. Who is that? I'm a little unsure of that right now. But since it's typically Downs that I'm showing the love to, I think today I'm going to show a little to Flowers. So get them another receiver there. I feel like they might move on from Michael Thomas. Even if they don't, Zay Flowers is an excellent option that could immediately come in and be a difference maker in the slot. A good field separator. You'd be like, oh, well, they also got Rashid Shaheed. It's like Rashid Shaheed's really good on the special teams aspect. And I feel like he's more of that guy you're going to dial up here and there while, like, here and now in a game. And Zay Flowers is just a guy that will be, I think, consistently on the field. Very good route runner. Baltimore Ravens, I'm not going to lie, I kind of wanted to trade down again, but it kind of is what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and take a good corner here. The Ravens actually ran a majority of the time out of zone this year. So let's go ahead with Marcus Peters leaving. Let's get a guy with just as good ball skills. Manuel Forbes, 6 career pick sixes. That's a record in the FBS. So we're going to go ahead and snag him there. With the Kansas City Chiefs, we're going to go ahead and take a big boy to sit next to Chris Jones there. Big space eater. I think last week I took Mozzie Smith. This week, let's just go ahead. We're going to take Siaki Ika. Yeah, I love that dude. Then we got what? The Philadelphia Eagles here. We picked Brian Brazee. Fun fact, Eagles, I feel they might end up trading this pick. So who might be trading up here? Who? And I'm gonna have, oh gosh, where are they? All right, no way. There we go. I'm going to have the Seattle, hit the mic there. The Seattle Seahawks move up 5 spots to get a third first rounder, just like the Jets last year. Matter of fact, what was the Jets trade there? Oh, wow. So, okay, specifically, oh, I mean, that's not fair value. It's closer to the Jacksonville value, so it would look more like this. Because, like, if you look at last year, the value with the Jets trade up to 26 from the second round, What they gave their second rounder, they gave their third rounder, which would actually be closer to that one. And then a fifth rounder, which would be in this vicinity. Actually, this is probably better. For okay, actually, I think that would be more indicative. So, like, I think that would be closer to what the trade was, but we're just gonna go with the Tampa trade. I like that one better. I think I think it looks more believable. At least from the aspect of the Seahawks. Yeah, right here. All right. So we move up with the Seahawks. We already grabbed, Keely Ringo. We already grabbed Jalen Carter. You know what? Let's just get this whole Georgia team. Oh my gosh, are you gonna get Nolan Smith? No, I'm just gonna get Trent Simpson. I think Trent Simpson's a really good pickup. Trent Simpson. Get a nice guy that can play out in space there at the linebacker position. Jordan Brooks likely not back for the beginning of the year either. So grabbing more linebacker help is going to be necessary regardless for the Seahawks. So we legit addressed all three levels for the Seahawks. But there it is. There's my mock draft here on PFF. I used PFF because the other simulator, it just keeps bugging out on certain trades, and I wasn't gonna be having that. But I think that for the most part, I think this feels accurate. I feel like this could happen. Well, we ended up having one trade, two trades. So 2 trades for quarterbacks. We had a trade for Bijan, so that's 3. We had Cardinals move up to get Lucas Van Ness. That's 4. We had the Sean Payton trade. That's 5. And then 6 trades. So we had Trent Simpson. So 6 trades. I think that's fun. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.